a little bit more on this game in particular right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, mesdames et carré, welcome back. Here we are, and it is Nerchio against Elfi. Nerchio here spawning as the Red Zerg in the finals for tonight's Competo Cup at the 3 o'clock location as the Red Zerg. He is currently behind one game because Elfi with a one-base Blinkstalker play was able to beat Nerchio even though Nerchio scouted it. Nerchio didn't prepare accordingly. And there we have Elfi here at the 9 o'clock, so cross positions it is. And Terminus Re is the map choice by Nerchio, so looks like he wants to go macro all over the place, but Hatchery first is not what he was going for, but instead he decided to go for the pool. He finished with his pool, and in about 12, 14, 15, 16 seconds he should have enough gas to go for the speed upgrade here, the metabolic boost. He was just checking on the extractor. Elfi was spotting, okay, Nerchio is mining some gas, even though Nerchio is only mining some gas with 2 instead of 3 drones here, and he should stop mining with the gas absolutely right after this drone is finished with the mining of the gas. But, oh, he's got the 100 gas, but he does not have the 100 minerals to go for the upgrade. Anyway, here's the hatchery coming up for Nerchio. Here's some Zerglings at the Zelnaga watchtower. And Nerchio's best matchup by far, of course, is the ZVT. ZVZ is quite good, and ZVP by far is his worst, but still you can talk really about the worst when a player is really good. I'm just saying he's not as good in ZVP as in ZVT, for example. For a couple of weeks he just had a pretty much unbeatable ZVT, and now people still continuing to figure it out, just counteracting his ZVT style with a lot of mutas, infestors, etc., just by just abusing the spread out open bases with a lot of drops, Braddock style, so to say. Some Zerglings moving around the center of the map, get cleaned up by the Stalker here, by the Zealot there. Andre continuing to enjoy some cold beer, and here we go, Elfi having the second and the third gateway about to finish. Looks like he is going to place a pylon on the low ground to go for a nexus and a forge here pretty soon, of course. Elfi should be aware of this backdoor entrance here at the second expansion, because this is the weak point pretty soon, because attacking here at the natural most likely will not be possible. Now Nerchio spotted the pylon, he spotted the nexus. He pretty soon will run in here once again, because he wants to see if there's, for example, a forge here, because as soon as you see a forge here in this location, or a gateway, you're pretty much sure, okay, he's not going to cancel this, and a forge it is. So Elfi going for the same build like he did against Momen in the third game for the quarterfinals. And Zlatan, a French Zerg player who's on Virus Gaming, like Elfi and Nama, who we saw earlier playing, laughing about something. I'm not sure what, and looks like our friend Skyboot is not aware of what he was laughing about. So, Nexus is finished for Elfi, just reminding everybody that this game are currently being streamed. So, Evolution Chamber coming up, +1 ranged, getting research for Nerchio. There we see the Spine Crawler getting rearranged. Nerchio going for the expansion here on the low ground. Zerglings already attacking the destructible debris. Nerchio was using the other Zergling to go for some scouting. We see another queen just popped out somewhere. Here she is. Moving down already, maybe going for a creep tumor at first would be a wise thing to go for. No, he just wants to take out the hallucinated Phoenix. Now Nerchio was able to get down with a Zergling here, spotting, okay, there's no Nexus just yet. The other Zergling is still attacking the debris here, and one Zergling already just used his claws just so much, already taking out 324 HP on the debris. And yeah, what is Nerchio doing? He is going for the lair. There we see the lair plus one halfway done. Most likely we see some Roach Hydra play, and I would really like for him to get some Infestors. I only saw this once, getting Infestors instead of Corruptors to deal with Colossi, because neural parasiting Colossi as soon as some force fields are placed is actually super powerful, because yeah, as soon as you have some in addition to Roach Hydra, as soon as you have some force fields, they are not only preventing your roaches from moving in any further, they are also preventing your Protoss gateway units from moving out to kill your Infestors neural parasiting the Colossi. And there we see Phoenix is scouting around a little bit. Elfi knows about what's going on, he knows about the roaches, he knows about this third base for Nerchio, and at the same time Nerchio is using an Overseer to see what's going on here in the base of Elfi, and Elfi's got the Twilight Council, he's got the Robo Facility, he's expanding himself once again, and Elfi on 3 bases. It's quite a long time since I last saw that, but I mean, I don't blame Elfi for playing the way he plays, because it is still successful. It might not be super duper high level, because super duper high level you need to play insane macro games, but it is good enough for those weekly cups like the Zotac, like the Gold for SC2, like the Competo Cup, like the 4 Players Close Combat Cup, for example. So, Elfi now with his Observer is all over the place, and there we see Infestors. In the Infestation Pit we see the Pathogen Glance upgrade, he's going for the +2 ranged. At the same time we see Elfi here continuing with the upgrades, now going for the +2. He's got the +1 already finished. He's going for some Colossus play, because there we see the first Colossus started to get produced, and the Robotics Bay is researching the thermal lens. And did you know? The Robotics Bay is the only building actually constructing, manufacturing, producing, whatever you want to call it, the units, and all the other Protoss units are actually only somewhere else being hidden in a big bunker and just being warped in. I want to see the storage facility which has all the carriers and motherships in it, by the way. Because just warping in and chrono boosting and stuff like this. So, High Templar Archives getting warped in right now. We see the +2 about to finish. Second. So, I am not dead. Happy me. I was about to choke hard, but looks like I survived. And then we see the first 2 High Templars. We see the Storm is getting researched, and those roaches by Nerchio pulled back. And just 1 second, I need to cough a little bit. So, yeah, I am back, at least for the moment. And let's take a look at the production facility. We see our production tab. We see the tunneling clause for the roaches just finished. We see the drop for the overlords just started. Neural Parasite about to finish. Overlord Speed about to started. Baneling Nest just started. Macro Hatch 1. Macro Hatch 2? Is there a second macro hatch on the field? Yes, here is one, here's the second one. So Nerchio will be on 6 hatches. He's to see the Baneling's Nest, so he wants to prepare to build not only some, but to build actually a lot of units at the same time. So it will be a 4-base Nerchio on 6 hatches against a 3-base Elfi right now, and I never saw Elfi on this long of a macro game. And every time I talk to other players like Beastie Cutie, etc., they tell me if Elfi is going to play macro games, he will lose, because they never lost to a big macro game. I'm not talking 2 base, I'm talking 3 or more bases. So 25 banelings just finished for Nerchio. So he doesn't even go for the baneling speed, because he wants to drop those banelings. He wants to move in with the roaches, apply pressure, neuro parasite the colossi, and to allow them run away, and at the same time, and even fungal the infestors, and at the same time the stalkers, and at the same time he wants to baneling drop the fungal stalkers. And of course this might be a powerful thing to do, but remember, Elfi, he's got 6 High Templars. Oh, well, take a look at this. I managed to double click on the High Templars in this death ball, and anyway, so we will be able to go off with some storms. Let's just see where this is going from here, because the engagement should start any second now. Perfect feedbacks on all the infestors here by Elfi. Perfect storms, and now it's up to the banelings to do some damage, but Nerchio's force is getting devastated. The banelings getting dropped, but not doing too much. Still a little bit, but not too much damage. We see 40 roaches currently in production for Nerchio. Right is slowing down the game, I don't care about this. And perfect play by Elfi, feedbacking all these infestors to death. They were not able to cast a single fungal growth, to cast a single neural parasite on the forces. So very, very well microed here by Elfi. And now, yes, it is up to the 40 roaches of Nerchio to make something happen, because it is no more energy on the sentries. Now the roaches try to do as much damage as possible. They are on the +1, +2, +1 upgrades. Meanwhile, we have the +3 upgrades for Elfi, and Elfi with his forces just able to take out all of the forces of Nerchio. And Rod is just lagging the game. And anyway, so Elfi continuing to move forward, and Rod is not listening to me, and that's why we won't allow any more observers for the remainder of the final series here. And I mean, yes, Nerchio was able to hold this, but take a look at this. There's nothing. Take a look at this. There is something, basically meaning, yes, Elfi is in a very good position. And once again, this awesome way Elfi played with his stalkers, not that much, with his colossi, not that much, but the perfect feedbacks on the infestors to deny any fungals, any neural parasites, was just so good by him. We see Overseers getting chased away by this little stalker here. Yeah, Nerchio is going to take another base. He's going to get more banelings. He's going to get more infestors. But those High Templars with the feedbacks, the storms on top of all those roaches and overlords, the perfect concave with all of his stalkers, and the colossi in the middle. Such a beautiful micro by Elfi. And this was a macro 200 micro, big time. And yeah, forcing and cancel here by Nerchio is a good thing. Stalkers blinking to allow the zealots to move at the front. There we see some more storms coming up. Banelings getting dropped once again. But those baneling drops against a player who can micro his units like Elfi, those baneling drops without fungal growth are not efficient, and now it is up to Elfi to take out one overload after another. And we shouldn't see a GG by Nerchio pretty soon, but we should just see a rage quit or even a comment. There's a fungal on the units, and there we see Nerchio just leaving the game like he always does. So, Elfi being up 2-0 against Nerchio. Congratulations to Elfi, I have to say. Pretty well microed battle. Yeah. So, Elfi is up 2-0 against Nerchio. And someone in the chat just posted this picture. I posted it yesterday already on this funny pictures thread on Team Liquid regarding Idra's GG against MMA in the first game. Just won the lottery jackpot, burn the ticket.